Welcome back. Just imagine it's Sunday morning and you have some friends staying or the kids want something different for breakfast and you're thinking, what can I make that's easy? Well, how about buckwheat pancakes with maple syrup and fresh cashew cream? Believe me, they'll all be sitting there with their knives and forks waiting when they see this one being made, and it is really quite simple. These are the ingredients for a gluten-free buckwheat pancake. First of all, we've got a cup of buckwheat flour, which I'll put into the food processor. Then I've soaked some chia seeds. You only need to soak these for an hour or so. So I've got a tablespoon of those in there. They swell up quite a lot. And then a cinnamon. This always adds a beautiful flavour to pancakes. A little bit of cinnamon and a pinch of salt to enhance the flavours, and also a few dates which have been soaked, and that'll just add a little bit of sweetness to the pancake. Put that into the processor, and you notice that I'm using a food processor to make this, a couple of cups of water. You don't have to use a food processor, it just makes it a bit quicker, and if you're going to use it just mixing it in a bowl, make sure that you mash the dates first. Okay, let's put that into there and spin it up and ready, and then we'll make the pancakes. Now we're going to make the pancake, and I'm using a little bit of rice bran oil. I find this oil is quite nice. It gives it a light crunchy texture and it has a high smoke point. So you can buy that anywhere, it's quite common now. So just move that around, get the oil in the pan. Make sure the pan is quite hot before you pour the batter in, so that it gives it nice crispy edges. And so that's how the mixture looks. I've done it in the blender. As I said before, you can do it in a bowl if you like, but if you're going to use the dates, then you need to mash them first and then mix them quite well. But I always do everything in the processor. And you notice that I do use the processor a lot, and it's very good to have one. If you can afford to have a food processor, well, I'd definitely buy one, the kitchen friend I call it. Okay, let's pour in some batter. That seems to be quite hot now, and we'll make our first buckwheat pancake. Okay, so we've poured the mixture in, and now we'll let it cook. You'll start to see, if you look closely, you'll start to see little bubbles beginning to form in the pancake mixture. And so once you do that, then you wait for the bubbles to come up a bit more, and then look for the edges to see that they're nice and crispy, and then we can flip it over. I've been cooking this for a few minutes now, so we'll flip it over. I think we'll have to do that one again. Oh God, okay. I'm going to have another go at making a pancake. I put the last one in the dog's bowl and he turned his nose up at it, so let's see if this one turns out better. So just leave that now to cook, and just remember to wait for the little bubbles to appear on the surface of the pancake, and then it'll be ready to flip. Okay, so it's ready now. It's been cooking for a few minutes. Let's flip it over. Well, that one looks a little bit better than the last one, doesn't it? And in a moment now, I'm going to put that onto the plate and we'll decorate it with the fresh cashew cream and some maple syrup. Beautiful. Here comes the yummy bit. Now we're going to put on the maple syrup. You could use honey or whatever you like really, but the maple syrup's lovely on pancakes. And some lovely fresh cashew cream. And you could top it off with a strawberry or something like that. And there you have a beautiful gluten-free, dairy-free pancake for breakfast. How yummy is that? If you prefer a more savoury taste for breakfast, how about this besan and chia pancake? This is made with besan flour, which is ground chickpeas, and it's gluten-free. And of course we've got the chia. Now I've been soaking the chia seeds, so we can add some of that to the besan flour. And we can put in a bit of sage. This is ground sage, and then some salt. This is a bit of Celtic salt, and some lemon. Now I use lemon a lot in cooking because it adds a nice sharp taste to the food, and it saves you from putting too much salt in it. So don't be afraid to use even a little dash of lemon in can make dishes taste so much better. So a little bit of lemon in that. And then a little bit of garlic, fresh garlic. Just mince up or grate some garlic. So like that, just put a few bits of garlic in it. And then just stir up the whole thing. And once again, all recipes will be available for you to get the measurements. And then, so we mix that all together now. And when you're doing any of the pancake mixes, you can leave them to sit for half an hour if you want to, ready before you cook them. So maybe you can be setting the table or doing something else while you're waiting. But that's about how easy it is to make the Besan pancake mix. And the next thing we're going to do is cook it in the pan and serve it up. If you want to test if your oil is hot enough, you can just put a little spat of water like that. It makes it really stand back, but when you hear it hiss like that, then you know it's ready to go. It's hot enough to fill the batter. So, nice and hot. Just put a little bit of batter in. And once again, the same as before, when you're cooking with one of these, with a Besan pancake, then you just let it cook around, get a bit crispy on the edges, and then we'll flip it over. Little holes have appeared on the Besan pancake now. It's a little bit crispy around the edges. So we'll flip it over, and then it'll be ready for serving in a moment. The Besan pancake is ready. Now we'll plate up and put some decorations on it. So here we go. Quite simple to get out of the pan. Then you can decorate with some fresh tomato pieces and maybe a little bit of freshly chopped basil, or even some sprouts or whatever's fresh at the time. And then I like to put a little bit of olive oil over the top. Just sprinkle a little bit of oil like so. And there you have a really lovely Besan and chia pancake. And you can put all kinds of different things on top of it, you know, use your imagination. And of course you don't have to just eat it for breakfast, it could be lovely as a lunch or a dinner. And you can also make small ones for the kids if they like to have a little baby pancake of their own, and they can decorate it themselves. So do enjoy making these pancakes, and Sunday breakfast will be a lot more